Hello everybody, my name is Laken and welcome to Shonen This Week, the show where we read and rank all the stuff in Shonen Jump and more. I've just realized I have not added Hunter x Hunter to this list, so give me about 30 seconds. Now it's pretty easy to tell, we've got a full house this week guys, so we just gotta start immediately. I think this is the first week we've had everything on it. So we're gonna start with Sakamoto Days. I know this is kind of a hot take in the community right now. I personally would put this chapter up at Absolute Cinema. And spoiler alert, there's a lot of Absolute Cinema chapters this week. Sakamoto Days especially. Uzuki has turned into Sakamoto. The entire order shows up, they start jumping him, but he's still putting in the work. He even maybe kills somebody, but probably not. But it was a good chapter. The choreography was just very classic, amazing Sakamoto Days. And because of that, I enjoyed it. Even if the story implications are not that entertaining. I would actually put this at an S tier chapter of Ichi the Witch, purely because of the two great Ichi moments here. Sorry, you'll have to excuse me. You can probably tell I've had a shower and I've also just woken up. So Ichi aura farms on this little invisible guy, and then he's getting caught in between the two hands. And man, yeah, this chapter just had a lot of great visuals. Very, very strong chapter. I can't put this at great. It was definitely Absolute Cinema to me. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting. Kinato's magic is just shooting straight along to the finale. This chapter was mid, so much fan service. The last panel of this is so graphic. I don't even know if I can show it on here, but if I can, I'm gonna put it right here, okay? Like, look at that. Are we for real right now? The author's just gooner maxing now that he knows, or he? I don't know. Now that they know the manga is going to be over, they're just gooner maxing. And you know what? Part of me kind of respects it. This is a great Underdoctor chapter. We're proceeding with the surgeries. They do a really dangerous one. And then there's a little bit of celebration after. Haiji earns the respect of all the doctors. This has just been a really fun arc. Underdoctor is now consistently one of my favorite reads every week. Roku's House of Oddities, I can tell you confidently, we have a couple of gag manga on here. This was the one that made me laugh the most. It opens with this absolutely ridiculous joke about Minecraft. And then there's the one panel where his friend is like Hisoka sitting in the fucking like window or the doorway. And yeah, I thought this was a really, really funny chapter. And it was also just lots of character development, especially for Roku's friends. I think Roku has a lot of friends for a shonen protagonist. It's actually pretty surprising, so good on him. And his friends are pretty entertaining characters, so this was definitely a very, very strong chapter. And Akane Banashi, I would also put this at... I might actually have to put this one at Absolute Cinema, because all the stuff we get about Zensho this chapter is also a really funny chapter. We get Zensho's whole backstory, the so-called like true apprentice, the king of comedy. And I found it really entertaining to learn all of that new stuff about him. And I know we're supposed to hate him, I know, but I don't know. It kind of made me like him a little bit after this. So I'm now, with all of the hype they've given him, I'm a little bit less sold on the idea that Isho is just going to win outright. As a matter of fact, I think if Zensho wins, it would maybe shake up the series in a couple interesting ways, and it would also give our antagonists something to deal with. You know, we're all trying to take out Zensho now. So, Drawn to the Fire, listen, I'll just put it on good. We actually took a moment for characters this chapter, which was one of my complaints. We took a bit of backstory for Natsu, I think. Honestly, I have no idea whose backstory I was reading because the new guy kind of looks exactly like him, but I think it was Natsu's backstory. He kind of makes the guy become disgruntled because he's so good at basketball or whatever. It was a good chapter. I don't know. I wasn't like moved reading it or anything. I would just put it at the baseline, really. No complaints. Yeah, it was fine. And that's about as good as I can say for that. Now, the Animal Signal one. I feel like this is a pretty run-of-the-mill chapter for Animal Signal, to be honest. I found it pretty below average. The new character they introduced was not really that interesting. It just starts this like mini arc. It's kind of a throwaway chapter, basically. It starts this little mini arc, ends it immediately, but the pacing on this, because every chapter is a mini arc, right? But the difference is the pacing on this one feels awful. Like I don't know. It didn't really, it was whatever. It was a good chapter. That's it. That's the tallest compliment I can give. Now, Hal Formula, this is probably moving into great territory. We finally started the race, okay? And he's immediately got to show his stuff here. I'm not sold on the brother dies theory anymore. I don't think it's going to happen because we're giving him too much character development. So we're going around this first corner. The guy's blocking him, and he just whips out his like full fursona or something. And now he's going to pass him next chapter. But I was pretty hyped. Cannon Master. Not going to lie, the low ranking combined with the pacing now kind of has me convinced that this might actually be seeing the axe soon. Like, we killed a one demon, then we've introduced another demon, and this chapter and this fight is just going at breakneck speed, and I have no idea what the hell is going on. But yeah, the last chapter was way better. I got nothing more to say about that because I actually ranked this in great last week. It's hard to believe I was reading the same series. 2B Hero Destroyerz, I'm not even going to explain this one. I just thought this chapter was a whole lot of nonsense and toilet jokes, and it wasn't really that funny at all. Now, Nippon Sangoku. We're going to put this one in absolute cinema. This chapter really pushes the story forward. The whole affair at Mount Kasagi is done, and we are moving into the Great War arc. We're going to war with Buo, it seems like, so the next chapters are going to be absolutely excellent. I'm really happy that the English translations are coming out sooner so we can actually review this every week. But this chapter was just an absolute banger. If you've never heard of this series, I would absolutely recommend it. But yeah, chapter was really great, and I'm just excited. I'm so excited for the future of this series. You know, I'm excited for the English to catch up. Gachiakuta, this one was alright, I guess. I don't know, like, Rudo forgets something ridiculously important, then he runs into one of the bad guys. A guy we haven't seen in a while, actually. He's back, seems like they're gonna fight, maybe. I don't know, I don't really know where this is going, to be honest. It feels like something really important is gonna happen. And also, it feels like the old guy definitely has some secrets that he's, you know, not giving away. Kagurabachi, I don't want to hear any of you slander Togoshiba ever again. Ever again. Never, okay? People were slandering him last week. Oh, he got one-tapped. Shut the fuck up, okay? My boy's still over here putting the work in. And this is kind of heartbreaking to me because it's like, look at how much he loves Kunishige. You know, look at what he's putting in to defend this man. How do you think he feels in the present, man? Shiba must just be miserable every day. And what's even worse, how do you think he's going to feel about himself in the future when he's been pushing Kunishige's kid to do all this terrible shit? Anyway, One Piece, this is, I don't know, Gabon, Deus Ex Gabon arrives. He's fighting, he gets his arm cut off. There's a gazillion death flags for Gabon, but he's not going to die. I mean, this is Oda we're dealing with. Unless if he's changed after his meeting with Gege, I highly doubt Gabon is going to die here. And for that, you know what, I'm going to move it down to good. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm just beyond caring at this point. Sue me, you know? Centuria, absolute cinema. Guys, we have a lot of shit joining the absolute cinema this week. And I'll actually start with the next two. And we're going to start from left to right here. So, Lucas comes back to life from Atoria, which we had guessed. And the deadline for Atoria dying is going to be the Cedric fight, which we also guessed. We get a lot of Lalaleg character development this chapter, where she's feeling terrible about herself for using her friends as pawns. And then, of course, Lucas fulfills some contract for his ability, and he literally becomes some, like, Skull Knight berserker armor looking in this chapter. So this is absolute cinema without a doubt. The Void Lady, she is getting obliterated. Like, there's no, how do you come back against this? You don't. Mad. Leon and Oscar are led to the secretive tribe, and they're led to the leader of the tribe, someone who can see the future apparently, the Rolo. And Leon is being treated as like the man of prophecy or whatever. And the big reveal here is that the Rolo has been alive for thousands of years, and they were the first alien to ever descend to Earth. So there were aliens on Earth before the kind of like main wave arrived. So it makes me wonder, first of all, the Rolo can speak English, or whatever language they're speaking here. Maybe he's like a fugitive and the aliens are after him or something, and it's actually him that's to blame for like literally everything that's happened. It's hard to say. There's so many potential lore implications from this chapter, I can't possibly get by without putting it in absolute cinema. And Hunter x Hunter, if you've read it, you already know why I'm saying this, alright? Benjamin is going full scorched earth. He has like 3 confirmed kills on paper just this chapter. Of course, we know Tserriednich is not gonna die. You know, Benjamin blows his shit clean off and then stomps his head. He is absolutely ruthless. And, you know, some of the shit he lays out this chapter is actually, like, kind of fair. Dare I say, like, I can't bring myself to hate Benjamin anymore. I thought he was an asshole. Now I kind of see where he's coming from. Of course, my favorite is still Hulkenberg. I feel like Hulkenberg is going to win, as a matter of fact. That's my prediction. Because he's just doing, like, 1,000 IQ plays, outplaying everybody. But Tserriednich, man, I feel like when he comes back, he's going to be back with the vengeance. And I don't even know if I want to see that. Yeah, dear God, he's gonna be going prime brawn on the other princes, okay? But that's about it from this week. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below. I do this every week, so next week we're gonna be, hopefully, I'm reading Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi, and Someone Hurts, and Shinobi Undercover. So that's next on the list. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.